One phrase that put TPUSA on the map is Big Gov sucks. A little too close, Abigail. But why? Because the bigger the government, the less freedom the individual has. Everything is darker, grimmer, and pretty much turns into Bikini Bottom on fire. Yeah, I see no difference. Big government is like an abusive boyfriend. They'll convince you that you're worthless and will intentionally belittle you just so they can swoop in and act like the hero in your life that's magically able to solve all of your problems just so they can maintain power and control.
The world is made by those who control their own destiny. It isn't made by those who don't do, it's made by those who do, which is what made me the man I am. I do.
The next time someone tries to argue with you that the answer to solving our problems in this country is for the government to take care of them, pull up this episode. I got you, fam. P.S. Homeschool Momservatives, you're gonna love this one. Shout out to you guys, you the real MVPs. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. Everybody remembers the joy that comes with getting your first job and the even greater joy of receiving your first paycheck. I worked at a little dine-in theater ditty in southern Indiana called Derby Dinner Playhouse. You ate fried chicken and watched a play, and I was a hostess. Most of you also remember the moment you realized how much of your money was taken out of that first paycheck from government taxes. I wanted all the McDonald's McFlurries, but I could only afford some McDonald's McFlurries. Alex, sad.
Give me that cheeseburger. You acting like a real McAsshole.
And then, even more depressing is how much more money the government continues to drain out of you the more money you make. Suddenly, a third of your paycheck is gone under the guise that it's being redistributed to programs that will eventually, potentially, help you.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Well, unfortunately, the bigger the government, the less financial freedom you have. So get used to your money being taken away from you for the government to spend where it deems best, not you.
Pay up, girl.
But what are these great programs that the government deems worthy of millions of taxpayer dollars? Millions and billions. Well, in 2010, the government spent $181,406 to study how cocaine enhances sex drive of Japanese quail. Has knowing how a pigeon high on drugs gets it done been helpful to you in your everyday life? No? Speak for yourself. It's been unbelievably helpful to me.
I don't even know what the f*** a quail is.
You ever been into a Walmart and seen 7 different brands for the same chicken nugget? That's American innovation, baby.
I think I'm a little chunky today.
Well, you gotta stay away from the chicken nuggets, I done told you.
Want to know what makes this American innovation possible? Less government. Seriously.
So I will ask you nicely, please, don't get in my way.
When the government is big, there's less innovation. Also, remember those high taxes I told you about? When businesses are super stressed out about how to make payroll and other bills, and then they got taxes on top of that to pay, it doesn't exactly encourage a creative environment for someone to come up with a dope new idea. Here's the deal, Bob. The government has no incentive to innovate their processes. If they did, USPS and the DMV would operate much more efficiently. Private enterprise, on the other hand, with the government out of the way, is encouraged to take risks and innovate, knowing that they have to constantly adapt to the consumer's needs, aka 7 different types of chicken nuggets.
I'm proud of what I've created. It was radical.
Take Elon Musk's creation of Tesla cars. Elon used the capital that he made from creating Tesla to create SpaceX, which created better, more efficient spacecraft so people could get to space safer. In fact, they were so great at what they did that the United States government contracted with them to go to space last May, which saved billions of dollars in production costs and was done in a fraction of the time that it would have taken any government entity. One of the arguments that big government advocates pitch is the idea that the more power we give to the government, the more safeguarded the most vulnerable individuals in society are. They believe that if we give the government our money, it will go to programs that will strengthen communities, empower individuals, and raise everybody up. What if I told you that was a huge, fat, stinky lie and that the opposite is true?
She just is a Pez dispenser, dispensing lies, dispensing spies upon the skies.
Here's the tea. The more responsibility you send off to the federal government, the less authority and resources go to state and city governments. Who do you think is better at ensuring the homeless and mentally unstable are accounted for and kept safe? The local church or Washington, D.C.?
Tomorrow's Sunday, what you doing? Thinking about just wearing this hat. Why? Well, you better be going to church. You better be going to church.
Generating one-size-fits-all national policies and administrative departments to solve the issues facing our communities doesn't work. One size does not fit all. Just like my favorite dress for me may not be producer Abigail's favorite dress for her. Each state, county, and even city are dealing with their own unique set of issues at any given time that require more localized and community solutions. If you're gonna talk about ways to fix my street, you better have actually driven on my street, bucko.
My baby, look, she needs to be driven. Hi, baby, I'll call you.
The bigger the government, the less safe we are. We know that the left, who's for big government, wants to get rid of local police.
Mary, is that a police? I'm calling the weed. 420, what you smoking?
But the left also wants you to get rid of your guns because they believe in gun control, or in some cases, an all-out ban. Does that make much sense to you? No, obviously not. But back to the abusive boyfriend analogy, everything proponents of big government want to do is to be able to swoop in and say, don't worry, we can take care of you, even if they're the ones breaking your kneecaps in the first place.
You seem like you could take care of yourself.
Here's the deal. The left truly thinks big government is good because they have an idealistic and utopian way of looking at the world. They believe if only their policies can be enacted, life can be a fairy tale. Well, guess what? The clock's striking midnight, baby, and in a perfect world, of course it would be nice to never worry about food or work or paying for healthcare or school or finding housing.
How much you pay for that taco?
Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
We can never achieve a utopia, and everything the government touches turns to crap. Imagine having your healthcare situation run like the DMV. I'm out.
The human world, it's a mess.
Okay, now not all government is bad. There are certain small roles the government should have, like keeping us safe, protecting life, a legal system, and addressing international concerns.
Safety is sexy.
But by and large, it is not somewhere that we should place our hopes and dreams in, because government will abuse its power and will let us all down. Basically, all I gotta say is big government sucks, and that's that on that.
2 thumbs down.
Hey noobs! If you're new here, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and more. Please leave us a 5-star review. Tell TPUSA what POPlitics means to you. Don't forget to like this episode, tag a friend in the comments who's maybe just starting to get curious about conservatism and why we always say the big government sucks, and share this episode to your stories. Now, here's something big. We're back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific with a very special episode that you guys have been bugging me about to do since I feel like we launched the show. I'm going to answer the 10 most common asked questions to pro-lifers from pro-choicers and what the heck you should say to these really hard questions that we get asked a lot. Speaking of pro-life, the sweatshirt that I'm wearing today is actually Culture of Life, which is one of my favorite boutiques. They're a 100% pro-life boutique. All proceeds of clothing and accessories bought by them goes to pro-life causes. This sweatshirt is so cute. It says, "Autumn leaves and pumpkins, please." You know I love a fall situation. Pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. Click below to watch yesterday's episode. Please subscribe, thumbs up, share this video, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss the Conservative. And make sure you're following this show at POPlitics on Instagram for even more CUTEservative content.